Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today what I want to do is take apart these electric chainsaws. Found them both on garbage day at different times, and they are a good source of scrap material. I could actually bring these in as is and get electronic or appliance weight price, which is about 5 cents a pound. Each one of these weighs a good 20 pounds, so better than nothing. But just from looking at some of the items, the bar for example here, the chain, there is some tin on here, as well as a copper motor inside, and I'm gonna make way more money taking the time to open these, separating the items, and bringing them in separately. So gonna do that right now. For the sake of time, because these are a little bit full of oil and wood, I have gone ahead and removed some of the outer screws, but unfortunately, both of them don't work. Rule is anything you scrap, before you scrap, check to see if it works. It's unfortunate that I could not fix these. They were beyond repair. But some of the items on this chainsaw, for example, like the chain or this bar, I could look at selling it again, especially if the chain, I see that it is actually in pretty good condition. So I could actually use it as a replacement or try and give it to someone. But again, this is going to be just for this video, scrap purposes, because it doesn't work. So I have already said, gone ahead, remove the outer screws. Just gonna remove the last one here on this one. There are a few actually on this side, so I'm gonna just take those out. I tried to clean this out as best I could, but there is some oil, okay? But again, there is a little bit of plastic on here. What I love about these electric ones is they do have a nice trigger, a nice appliance wire that comes with it. These triggers are gonna have a little bit of silver inside. I will open one in a second, but you can hear anytime you have a clicking noise, there is gonna be some silver. So this is gonna be classified as 40% appliance wire. Currently right now, $1.77 a pound in London, Ontario. It does have a couple brass prongs on it too. Some people leave these on for the weight. I pull them off, put them into brass. Currently brass right now going for $3.45 a pound. So very simple to do. All I actually do is just take one with a side cutter and I'll just kind of feed it out. Look at that. There it is. Doesn't get easier than that. So again, I have a nice big 4-liter bucket full of these. It easily fills up. And again, for me, in my opinion, better to maximize my profit. So brass prongs and a trigger there. I will, like I said, put this on the side because I do want to look at this in a second. But this again is my chain. Put a magnet to this. If this was in bad condition, again, because it is magnetic, I can throw this right into tin. Currently right now, tin going for 10 cents a pound. So gonna be a lot better than just throwing this into my electronic or appliance weight. There is gonna be a small motor in here as well. So I'm just gonna take this one, put it outside. Gonna focus on this one here. As mentioned, same thing, little bit of plastic, unfortunate that's gonna go into the garbage, but there is a few screws here that I have to remove. There is also a washer. I have already loosened it just to clean off some of the wood and oil mixture in there. So there it is, pulling off this little gear. There is a cover to this. There we go, just gonna pull that off. Again, there too is my appliance wire right there. So 40% appliance wire. Gonna pull out those brass prongs as well. But the trigger, there it is. Gonna actually just open this one right now for you, just to show you what's inside. So I'm gonna put on some safety glasses. Just gonna use a hammer and open this on my bench here. So, okay, so there you go. A couple things in there. Little bit of brass, little spring, okay. The rest of this is gonna be plastic, but just gonna pull this up for you right here to show you the little items. Okay, so hopefully my gloves are in the way, but there is a little bit of brass that you see there. Okay, so right there, some brass inside of these. Sometimes you're gonna get a copper piece, but there too, a little bit of brass. And you can see the small little smudge on that. There is gonna be a small little bit of silver on that. That is, like I said, a silver contact switch. So gonna put that actually right into my silver recovery. But notice if I put a magnet to this, these ones are non-magnetic. So again, those are gonna be brass. That spring is magnetic, but that's what's in a trigger. Just a little bit of silver. Sometimes these are copper, but again, very easy to open. All of your on and off switch do have nice little brass connectors or copper in there. Okay, so wanted to look at that. A little bit more on this faceplate. So that's a little bit more tin. Inside right here, a gear. The gear is also, although this is plastic, the gear part is metal. It's magnetic. So I'm just going to leave this as is, get the tin price. The scrapyards will not say anything about that little bit of plastic. Okay, and last thing in here, there is one more screw. And I'm hoping, or two more screws. I'm hoping to find the last one if I can. There it is. Okay, little bit of gears here. Pull out those gears. And I'm hoping this pops off to reveal the armature or motor. Okay, but here we go to see if I can get it out. There's a screw. Okay, so I might have to see if I can pry this out here. Sometimes there's screws on the outside, but it doesn't look like it for this one. So I'm hoping there is, I think right there is what's preventing me to getting to it. This gear. All right, where's the last screw? Oh, see, that's the problem right there. There it is, hidden under the oil. So there it is. So hopefully I get that last, screw out of there. Now hopefully it should come off. I'm not fighting. There it is. What a difference. So look at all that gunk in there. Unfortunately, that could have been the problem that wrecked the motor. But here is my motor. Right here, there is a small motor on there. Look at that. And I think I might have to wash this off before I actually start playing with it. Just trying to wipe it off as best I can. And what I want to do is I'm going to first look at if this is copper or not. If I scratch that and it reveals a metallic look underneath, it's going to be aluminum. If it was aluminum, I would not bother taking this part, but I would take the armature out of here because the armatures are always going to be copper. But or this, if I scratch, here we go to see. Oh, that is, look at that. That's copper. So this is going to be number 2 copper. Currently right now, number 2 copper going for $4.98 a pound. It has gone up today. I just checked the prices. We are right now August 21st. Just going to see where I have to cut this. I might have to, like I said, stop it here. I might have to tear this down once I clean it up so I can see if there's any screws on there. But here is some more wire again. Trying to think where the connector is. There's a gear. So let's see if I can just use a little bit of force. It is going to make a little bit of a mess, but that's all right. All right. So I do have right there a little bit cleaned off, which is nice. I am going to have to, I think, take out this gear. I'm going to have to use an angle grinder to get at it because I don't see any screw holes on there. But, oh, right there. I have to remove this part first to get to the screw there. That will release that. So I'm going to try right now, try to speed this up. Actually, just use an angle grinder. Gonna cut the top of this, see if that works. All right. Okay, and again, I'm going to use a little bit of force. There we go. So sometimes a hammer works wonders. Just helps you speed up the process. So there is my armature there. It does have the little gear that's preventing this from going in. So I'm just going to try and hit this again just to break that. There you go. So on the count of 3, there we go. It's a little plastic piece there. Just going to pop this through. There's my armature. Look at that. And these armatures, I do have separate videos showing you how to open these. Some of them are worth doing, some are not. Some of them are more stubborn than others. So I will include a link to a full breakdown video on armatures. These, as is, I can get about 30 cents a pound. But again, this is all number 2 copper, and it all depends on the person. For me, it also depends on the size of the spokes. If they are easy to get to, I will go at it, but some of them are not worth it, especially if some of them have a very thick oil on it, or glue on it, or coating on it. So again, if you're interested, I will put the link on my comment section. Go check that out. But a nice armature for sure. This is my copper motor. This is my money maker. And all I'm actually going to do for this is just put an incision down this side, and then I'm just going to pull it out using leverage. There are categories for copper motors like this. They're about 35 cents a pound. But again, with number 2 copper prices being where they are, it's a lot better taking the time and taking out that copper. So copper is our scrapper's gold, and it continues to stay at an excellent price. So glad I was able to find this motor. Again, you never know what you're going to find. They're not always copper, I don't think, but there are the screws right there that my finger is pointing to. There's one right there. There is the other one right there. But again, this is going to be unnecessary to have to do. I'm just going to, again, put a little incision. So I'm hoping too, the oil on this is going to help be used as a lubricant and just add to the, the easiness of removing this. So just getting out my pry bar. So here we go. Just going to grab it, pull it. There it is. Look how easy that is. Okay, so there it is, right there. There's my copper. I'm just going to pull it out with my hand. So there's one right there. So look at that, beautiful copper. Here's the other one, and I didn't even have to move those bolts. Just a little bit of hammer power. Okay, so there we go again. I'm gonna pull it right out, using my hands. So there we go. So probably I'm gonna say 4 or 5 ounces worth of copper there. The rest of this, once I just remove this little bit of copper, because I want to get everything, the rest of this is just gonna go right into my tin. So that is it with a electric chainsaw. You do have the armature for sure. Not all of your motors are going to be copper, but you do want to check, get the scratch test going. If they're metallic, at least you can still throw those into aluminum motors, but the armature is always going to be copper. Some nice tin on this, a really nice appliance wire. Your on and off switch does have some silver. And again, very easy to take apart, but a good way to maximize your profits. So quick video, hope you enjoyed that. Electric chainsaws, you do find them. For the gas ones, you can find them as well. I don't like taking apart those motors with the gasoline and stuff. These are a little bit more clean, just like my whippersnippers and weed eaters. I like the electric ones a little bit better because I don't have to contend with the gas or the oil. But again, great items for sure. Hope you enjoyed that. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.